And all of a sudden,
All band don't get
suddenly it's fun time.
All right, let's get started. Heavenly Father, help us to make the right decisions for the people of Alcona County. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Small,
Here.
Yacht,
Here.
Brumman. Here. Johnson.
Here.
Brady.
Here. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from October 5th. I'm not gonna make a motion. I wasn't here. Somebody else.
I will make that motion.
Okay, supported by Carolyn. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Public comment, 3 minutes per person, identify yourself in your township. No participants. Moving on, to presentations, do we need to add anything to this? No, right, we're good? Everybody, anything we need to add to the agenda? Oh, okay. Presentation, Jessica Van Wolfen, Nevada Program Manager. Wherever you like, you can use the podium here. If you want to pull up a chair right to the table, it's up to you.
Okay. My name is Jessica Van Wolfen. I am the Community Corrections NEMCOG Program Manager. And I am here for your blessing to sign off on our grant this year. We're a little late with the government shutdown. We usually get our funds on August 14th. This year they didn't come through until October 14th, and they were a lot less than we wanted, but that's just the usual every year. I think we asked for 375 and we ended up with 221,000. And that covers all the programming in Otsego, Crawford, Sheboygan, Alcona, Montmorency, Alpena. So we have 6 counties. We don't ask for money from anybody. We're completely grant funded, but I do have to have your permission to move forward with our grant each year.
Okay.
And in Alcona County, we are this year starting in jail programming, which makes it a little bit difficult because the jail is in Iosco. We've been having a very difficult time getting a hold of somebody in Iosco for the jail programming. I know that they're okay with it. We just don't really have any good contacts. So in the grant, it does say that we're going to start jail programming. We just don't know when.
Are they not part of the
They are,
parties that you serve?
they are not.
Ah,
But we do have permission from, I believe it's MCOG,
okay.
Eastern Michigan Council of Governments. I believe that's what it is. We do have permission from them to do services in their county.
Okay,
But the reason that they
For
don't,
both or just for the Alcona?
just for Alcona. Cause we don't have permission to work with their clients, just like they don't have permission to work with your clients, so we will still,
Reciprocal there.
we'll still serve them, I will say that. We just won't write them down on paper, because if we're there, I'm not going to eliminate 5 other people who wanna do, you know, some kind of programming while they're sitting there, so.
so regardless of the fact that we pretty much do this all the time, can you just for the people at home, just a very, very brief synopsis of what services you provide?
Yep, so overall, we, anytime somebody's arrested with a felony charge, we go in the jail, we do an interview, we work with them if they need housing, if they need a tether, if they need a job, if they, pretty much anything that is in need of them. And we work with them up until they are sentenced through the court, and then they go on probation or go to jail, go to prison, whatever it happens to be. Our main goal is to keep people out of prison. Obviously, prisons are getting smaller day by day. There's very few employees to run them. So we're trying to keep the people who aren't of danger to society, to the citizens, to the public, home before they get sent off to prison. So we'll do Alpena, Sheboygan, and hopefully Alcona. We do jail programming, and that gets them cognitive programming, which is basically teaching them a new way to think. You know, get away from the friends that you're around, get away from maybe the family members that you shouldn't be around. Trying to get a new job, maybe seeing what your what attributes you really have. Maybe you're working at McDonald's, but you can go to school for welding. A lot of our programs support schooling, so we work with other Iosco RISA. I don't know if they are in Alcona County or not. But we work with them and we can get them builders licenses, we can get them CDLs if they qualify, and our programs actually pay for all of that. So there is a lot of really neat stuff that comes out of the grant.
You still doing the tether?
We do tethers, alcohol and GPS for the non-violent offenders. We'll do alcohol tethers if you have a OWI 3rd, 4th, 5th, whatever it happens to be. And then for the violent offenders, if there's a victim on the case, other than a police officer, obviously, we would put them on a tether to make sure that they're not harming the individual that's the victim on the case. I also do drug screens in my office and preliminary breathalyzers. So we do a lot. We cover a lot.
Your office in Gaylord.
Our office is in Gaylord, yeah. We have a part-time person that works in Crawford County, and then we have part-time in Sheboygan and Alpena as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Wasn't there a GED in there somewhere?
We don't offer the GED, but Iosco RISA partners with every one of our jails. So Iosco RISA is actually, I know that they're already in the Alcona jail. They work with Alcona offenders in the jail. So we do offer GED programs for all of our counties. And I want to say last year we graduated 12 people.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're doing really well. And that's all paid for by each of our grants also.
Yeah, we're worthwhile. Sure.
I just want to comment that the director from MCOG has praised her quite often at meetings that I've been to.
I do something right now,
Has
guys.
doing an excellent job.
Oh, thank you.
Basically, you just need us to run this resolution through.
Yes, sir.
How fast do you need this? Because typically we don't, it takes the next cycle to approve minutes.
I was supposed to have it
She can get
October
right away?
1st, so.
The resolution she can get right away.
Yeah, okay,
But
good.
some just need the resolution. Some typically it's financial entities that require banks and possibly certain grants. So it. just
Ours
depends.
is not.
Yours is not,
They
you
just need
just
a
need the
signature.
resolution.
Yep.
He can approve it, I can even sign it and get you a copy
Yeah,
right away.
yeah, whenever, that's fine.
You want me to just
You can email it to me.
just email it? to you?
Yeah. Yeah, we were supposed to, our resolutions are supposed to be in by October 1st, obviously with all of the things going on, that did not happen, so
Sure.
I don't need it anytime.
Okay, I just wanna make sure. Any other questions? All right. It's on our regular business.
You want to just go ahead and eat it, Howard? I'm not reading it, so.
Sounds like we got a motion from Terry, support from Carolyn for the resolution approval of the fiscal year 2026 community corrections grant application. Any other discussion? Roll call,
Brady,
yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Yax,
Yes.
Small,
Yes.
Brumman.
Yes.
That we're all that easy.
Done and done.
You're welcome.
Am I free to escape?
Yes.
Yeah. Find my way back home.
Sounds like it'll be difficult. too.
Thank you, guys.
Next up, claims.
I would like to make a motion to approve pre-authorized claims, and open claims presented for payment between October 15th, 25 and November 4th, 25 for check numbers 159-107, 159-276, and e-checks 2751 to 2763 for a grand total of $4,616,370.78.
Seconded. Any questions, comments, concerns? Or Elaine said?
What's this?
Really. Not the big tag, that's the name on it.
Yeah, there's the
Must be a big tax payment going on.
Tax payments going out.
Roll call.
Brumman,
Yes.
Small,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Brady,
Yes.
Yax.
Yes.
Next up, sealed roof bids for Dave Hanson. Dave, you can bring right to the table here if you want.
Sure.
Grab a chair, make yourself comfortable.
All right.
Not too comfortable, but we'll give you the chair to come back in it.
So basically, we asked for the company to put together some licensed contractors for us to get together sealed bids. This is to give us a rough idea what it's gonna cost to do the sheriff department roof. They gave us an idea that off the square footage, these are the actual numbers. The big difference I heard from the contractors were looking at originally, they said roughly around 25,000. The difference is that because the addition on the front, there's two different roof structures there. So the back half is all concrete decking, front half is all metal decking. So it's gonna take two different types of fasteners, and the back half's gonna take a lot more work because of the concrete roof decking to redo what's up there. So we had 4 contractors stop by and turn in bid. We had Story Roofing Incorporated. It's the first one.
It's important to note, for a second, we're not voting on accepting anything today.
No,
Today, we're just sending bids so that we can, review with the grounds and then with finance and, when these projects can actually take place.
Dave, did you start with Story Roofing?
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry.
yeah, I got them in the order I handed you a list. Just trying to find out their number on here, how they listed everything. Alright, so for the front half, they estimated $23,100. Their estimate for doing the sheriff department section.
23,100.
Yes, and then for the second bid, which is the alternate, we referred to it, is this first bid is for the upper part that covers the sheriff's department and the 911 offices. The back half, which is the lower, larger section, has about 2 years. In the next 5 years, we're gonna have to replace it. Since we had other contractors here, we had them put in an alternate bid on that. We told them that maybe another year to 2 years down the road, but we wanted the same thing, get an idea while they were all here. They put an alternate bid on that for $71,400 for that back section of it.
Just the back section.
That's the back section. So 2,300, 23,000 for the fronts.
Okay.
The next one is Great Lakes Roofing. Great Lakes Roofing for the Sheriff Department 911 section, their bid is $26,500. Their alternate bid for the back section of the roof was $76,750.
76.
76,750.
Thank you.
Third bid is from Thomas Brown and Son Roofing Company. Their bid for the sheriff 911 is $29,712.
You're going the wrong way.
It's an uphill fight. There's a bid for the alternate roofing repair for the back is $74,673. 74,673. And the final bid is from Universal Roofing. So for the front part, the sheriff 911, their bid is $18,771. And then for the alternate in the back is $44,019. Quite a difference there.
Yeah.
So,
We should be looking at why there's.
Yeah,
well, when we come into details, that's what we found on the other one. It all comes down to materials used, what are they budgeting for? Because along with that, we noticed that basically some of them were bidding on, we made sure that they said, look, you may have to replace parts of the fascias on the outside of it, because the way the roof structure is done. So we need to make sure that each one of the bidders covers everything that we talked about in our bid process. And that's what we found out when we did this roof, is some of them bid on the roof, but they didn't want to bid on all the actual structural. Like one of them didn't want to have to deal with any roof repairs, like if they took off the stuff and the roof decking was bad, well, we only do roofing, you're gonna have to find somebody else who's gonna have to fix the roof underneath. So those are the details that we need to look at in finance and figure out, what is the actual cost breakdown, why is there such a big difference between the bids and stuff like that? Like I said, we started out with an overall bid of 25,000 is what the company that supplies the roof material, that's gonna give us a 20+ year warranty on the roof says they think it should cost. So when they come in so much underneath there, it makes me wonder what's the big difference on the bid process? So those are the details that we need to get on the bid sheets. Yes, Carol?
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we acknowledge receipt of the 4 bids as presented.
Or, who was seconded, any conversation? This is a roll call, all in favor, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried.
Those are going to finance, you guys are gonna go over. it?
Yeah, that way we can actually go through the bids and look at all the
Something back
material.
to the board.
Yes.
I'm hoping so.
And I probably should have included that in my motion that they be forwarded to finance for review. If I may tag that on.
Sure.
I'm
Okay with that. Friendly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. MGT Master Service Agreement for fiscal year 2025 cost allocation plan. We have to just probably prove that we're gonna let them do that. No, wait, they're approving the report that we got. I don't remember. What are you doing here?
It says the current contract expires this year. If there are no objections, I will have our contracts department draft an extension for the next 2 years of the cost plan services. And I think they had within that master services agreement for MGT, page 7 looked like what their new fees would be.
Well,
Sounds weird.
81,005.
So for
375.
25, they're gonna be 77,250.
7,
Always wants everything going on. There's no reason why not to have MGT keep doing it.
Yeah,
Last year, do you remember?
what?
725 is on there.
Yeah.
that's good.
25 is on there.
Oh, is it?
No,
No, that's, we need to.
they just completed 24.
They just completed 20.
Oh.
So I don't,
I don't
it's
get it.
rough, I don't know off the top of my head,
I'm not, that's a silly question.
but it's showing you year 1 and year 2 if they went with the 2-year contract. So you'd end up at the 77,950.
Make a motion to accept the MDT proposal for providing, what is it called, our dashboard and whatever it is, they can have.
Cost allocation plan?
Cost allocation plan and indirect costs.
Yep. Moved and seconded, that was Craig and Carolyn. Any more discussion? Roll call.
Yax,
Yes.
Small.
Yeah.
Brady,
Yes.
Brumman,
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes.
Next up, equalization apportionment report and resolution 2025-14. Do we have a presentation for anybody, by equalization representatives? No? Okay,
don't know what to say about it.
all right. That's good, I was just making sure you didn't want to say something.
Did you guys look at it? Could you read it?
Did I read it?
I'm gonna request that they make it a little smaller font next year.
This looks bigger, actually.
I actually shrunk it down and blew it up a little bit, so you could kind of read it, but
So there on the line across the top, our anticipated funds for the county operating is how much?
This year.
7 million? That-
The estimate is 3.579.
Yeah, so estimated county allocated and estimated operating, what's the difference?
4,065,000 looks like.
That's. Yeah, but
B and L, what's the difference between B and L? I didn't know that answer.
Estimated,
I think they had the two together to get the total county dollars.
operating,
Oh, maybe so.
Yeah, they.
oh, yeah,
Oh, actually.
oh, yeah, so that's the operating, and then it must be everything else. I don't know, I'd have to add it up.
Well, you add it up, it comes to the
That's
7.645.
All right, there you go. Well, the millage rate I meant, did you add that total up? To add, to get to 3, 4, Let's, I'm assuming that's what, yeah, total amount that, yeah.
You gave us that, report before, what, our taxable value went up, how much?
10.1%. Am I right, Terry, or?
It's a 4.06 is the,
That's already knowledge.
yeah, that's what we get for our budget.
Right. With actual value, we're closing in on $1 billion and
Yeah.
actual value.
We're still all solar.
Make a motion that we receive and, we don't approve it, right? We just receive it. And we have to approve this.
We have to do a resolution.
But, make the motion that we resolve this fortunate plan.
Second by Terry. Any more conversation? Roll call.
Brady,
Yes.
Browning,
Yes,
Yacht,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Small.
Yes.
Next up, 2026 Moody District Grant.
Are you going to do the resolution that goes with this?
Oh, I thought we just did that.
Couldn't quite, I heard,
That was a resolution. That was, I resolved. I said I resolved.
thank you.
All right. Yes.
2026 Moody Grant. Now, help me out with this. So what was the organization that managed this grant last year? It helped out and they do not wish to
They
participate.
do not wish to do it this year.
So we've had some interest from a commissioner to maybe take on this as Alcona County, and Karen, would you like to speak to this at all right now?
I guess I have two elements. One, there's $200 if we do this, that the county will remain with the county. And I have talked to some entities who are interested in participating and to not approach and utilize and available in excess of $6,000 to help with the marijuana element, cannabis element within the county, I think is foolhardy. And I think it speaks negatively to us accepting our obligations and the vows that we took, the promises that we made. And for that reason, I'm more than happy to have any one of you work with me on it. If you choose not to, that's fine, but I think somehow Alcona County needs to be willing to address this and be thinking about it. I wish we could say more.
Like you said, no. Well, I'm gonna start a motion so we can discuss here. I'll make a motion to. I don't know what, manage the.
Submit an application.
Submit application from Alcona County for the marijuana grant. As listed. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
When we seconded, so discussion. So the history of this grant goes. This Gulf. Was managing this, but there was a responsibility for Alcona County that when I became chairman, I inherited somehow. And had to fight with, representatives from District Health because. To get all the necessary data in to the grant, providers. And it's a constant battle every time. That's my experience with this grant. So $200, yes, is nice to have the county, but I personally have way more than $200 wrapped up, but luckily for Oklahoma County. That's charged by the hour, so it doesn't matter.
6,000 is much more important.
So, tell you what, Caroline, despite and against every fiber of my being. I would be willing to work with you on this grant.
Okay.
But under extreme duress, and I'll complain the whole time.
I will proceed as chairman because I am able to. With minimum disruptions to your life. And thank you.
So, motion stands, do we want to pledge this grant?
I'll support it.
That's, it's already supported in motion.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, you know, you got 6 days to get it done.
Yeah, I know. Well, if we don't get in that time, then we don't do it. So we're only making a motion to apply at this point.
Right.
Anybody else have any comments?
Hey, you guys should probably.
I don't know, I get the big dumb mouth that's this stuff when my brain says don't do it, but. Here I am doing it, so I'm gonna do it anyway. The patriotic speech from Carolyn inspired me.
Oh.
Because
You're
of
in
my,
trouble with it.
of my assigned, how do you say that so well, my assigned, district duties and my vows. The people of Oconee County, and I just got a little sad and a tear in my eye, and you know what?
Well, we basically, I hope, said with our voices and our minds and our hearts, we're gonna work our hardest to do what's best for Alcoa County. And that's all that this is.
You've inspired me, so that's why I'm willing to help governments. So that being said, it's a motion to apply. Do we need your roll call? Let's do a roll call.
Johnson.
Yes.
Brumman.
Yes.
Small.
Yes.
Yax.
Yes.
Brady.
Heck, yeah.
Thank you.
I'm so excited. Next up, Thunder Bay Transportation Articles of Incorporation Amendments. We have a representative that sits on that board. What's the highlights of this, Terry?
What were the changes made?
I believe it listed on the very last page.
Pardon?
I believe it's listed what the 3 amendments were on the very last page.
I don't think board is attended to this.
How much do you hear that?
That's on.
It's about boilerplate, what we basically do every year.
Yeah.
Because we're part of an organization with them, and that's how they apply for monies for grants through the state.
Right.
The big one being MD OT. They get really off and all the young.
So amendment article 9,
Were they asking us to approve their articles of incorporation, or what are they asking?
yeah, we have to.
To approve their
we're-
amendments.
certain
Those
amendments.
are amendments to the articles of incorporation. Okay.
Yeah, so it can't give you a very good update from the.
Well, I mean, here's the deal, they don't ask us for money.
Yeah.
Only thing we get asked is be on their paperwork when they apply for money is to get FOMO. They don't have a huge presence in our county, but they do have a presence in our county, so.
And it's surprising how many. You see them going around. Sometimes, I mean, I won't say every day, but I'll bet you once a week.
There isn't a detriment to us not supporting this operation, so. I would make a motion. Go ahead, you do it.
I can make that motion then.
I'll support it.
Move to support it. To approve the articles of incorporation,
Yes.
amendments.
I'm
Okay?
sorry, who was the first?
Terry and I.
Terry and then Dave, yeah. Any more discussion?
I would just, having, sitting on that board. I think it's well run. The main funding is MDOT. They do get a millage out of Alpena City. Where obviously you get a free ride if you're in the city. I do know we are working towards, this is not addressing so much the article, but we are working towards someday having more of a presence in Alcoa County. We're shooting for that. Working towards. That's all.
Okay, then we need to do a roll call.
Brumman.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Brady.
Yes.
Small.
Yes.
Yax.
Yes.
Next up, City of Harrisville Christmas tree display. Who wants to speak to this?
I guess I might as well come back up and speak
Yeah,
about
that
this
was,
again.
you have the best knowledge on it. Go for it.
The lack of knowledge is some knowledge. Basically, I was approached by, Carrie, from the city of Harrisville. She represents, I think it's Ward 2, I think is what her email said. The city is looking together to put a holiday display out here on their lawn. Basically, they got the idea from what Roger City's done the last couple of years. Basically to be rows of Christmas trees down, the sidewalks over here, starting the pavilion, working out. Cause they're gonna use the city of Harrisville's power that they have the pavilion to power out the lights for this year. She's got Huron View Tree Farm donating trees, different business sponsors donating it. If you go to the city of Harrisville's Facebook page today, they posted a big video of them walking around the Christmas display up in Roger City of what it's about. The ultimate goal is that basically there's gonna be trees out there and you can actually buy a tree for a $50 donation, and you can, they'll put a plaque in front of it, and you can honor a family member with it. This display is gonna run basically from November 29th with the big tree lighting ceremony going on out here. A night where they're gonna have Santa Claus out here by the pavilion, and it's gonna run through March 14th. They're not asking much from, yeah, it's gonna run all winter long. It's gonna be a lighted display that's just gonna be out here, for the whole winter. They're not asking much. They just wanted us to know what's going on over there. Their idea is that it's gonna be partially on the county property, because there's that weird dividing line where the sidewalk goes through. So it will just, go over under our part. I'm currently gonna work with Tom, the city DP director, DPW director for the city of Harrisville. Cause our concern is that how are people gonna access the site? More than likely they'll park on the north end, which means we're gonna have to clear the sidewalks out this winter. That means that between their plowing and our snowplow contractors, we're gonna have to leave the sidewalk clear where the steps come down. Tom said if they plow it in, then basically, he could bring the tractor over and clear it out, but we will have to have clear access to that site for people to get down there. So.
They will have to have their access.
Correct. But it also for us, for our snowplow guys, because we all push to that same spot. Normally we try and push it as far north as we can over on the lawns, but we'll have to keep it back from there. Yeah, keep a road access in there. So, but the thing is, this is gonna run through March. And so, yeah, the question is, we don't want people walking down our hillside and falling, you know, to get down there. So there will have to be some type of access down there. So that's all that's going on there. Like I said, this is gonna be put on by the city of Harrisville and a bunch of volunteers that they're putting together. They just wanted the county to be aware of what's going on over there.
Seeking approval.
I'd like to see us support it, I think.
I'm basically looking to support this, if you guys are okay with
And
it.
I also think it'd be a wonderful thing that each commissioner bought them $10, we would get free.
See, there you go. The commissioners can have their own tree.
My vows again, huh? My vows are not saying money.
Is that part of your motion, Carolyn, or are you just motioning for
Boy,
support?
if we could, I would.
Okay, you're just gonna motion for support right now?
Definitely.
All right.
I'll support, who's seconded. Any more discussion besides going out cash for Christmas trees? All right, then, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Next up, finance report. The first piece of business that we have to do is we're gonna list some line. Let's change the bottom line. I think everybody has a copy of this. The sheriff's department, we have to increase the expenditure line by 30,000 and the revenue line by 30,000 for a grant, Homeland Security grant,
Which is a
Adjustment.
reimbursement grant.
which is a reimbursement grant, yeah. So I would make a motion to, make that change. Second. Move to second. Any more questions? Roll call.
Knox,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Brumman,
Yes,
Brady,
Yes.
Small.
Yes. Finance is also working on, trying to get 2026, budgets together. It's a slow going process. We're having another meeting immediately after this meeting to work on scheduling. We're gonna start to have meetings with department heads, and I would ask the board if everybody wants to be present for that conversation or just finance. I think it was Carolyn stated since 2016, when I first set foot in this building on a budget basis, that the whole board is the budget committee, so. I think I'd be looking for scheduling probably over the next 2 weeks, and I'll have a better schedule after every finance meeting is budget review department heads. So look for it in your inboxes, that schedule. What else finance?
That is,
That's the main drive right now. We wanna get the budgets up on the dashboard at least here. By the deadline, and then we'll have more talk to you before we implement it officially for the 2026 at the end of the year. You think anything else, Sheila, you should bring up right now? Thank you. Moving to personnel. Craig?
Personnel, Terry and I have been working with POLC negotiations. We'll bring you up to date in my closed session here at the end of the meeting. went over handbook stuff this morning. We're all here for that. So other than that, nothing else is happening.
Good. Treasurer's report?
Pretty much been working on budgets, 26 budgets. Also too, I'm looking at the 25 budgets. There's a lot of, adjusting and cleaning up that needs to be done in 25s. So definitely need to start visiting that as well. The treasurer's office is gonna be sending out reminders, to renew your dog license for 2026. We're gonna be sending out little postcards for reminders, to the ones that have, already, purchased a dog license. So those will be going out the first week of December, and that's about it. That's all I've got.
How much is dog license nowadays?
$10.
Okay. Well, is it?
That,
Did they drive me to work then after that?
if they're altered, it's 10. They're not altered, it's 15.
There's some difference between male and female anymore.
No, just if they're altered or not altered.
Oh,
Equal opportunity.
long time since I had a dog.
And it's 1-year license.
Clerk's report.
We met today, yes, for the handbook, and I think that was a good meeting. There were just a couple of things that were a consensus of everyone that needed to be cleaned up, and hopefully we'll get that finalized and be compliant, moving in the right direction. We had a Zoom meeting with Acrisure, Trina and myself, and what to expect for the next 3 years. And it is daily contact with them, so it is a big project for sure. Trina's kind of taken in that HR portion of it, and she's the one that's been dealing daily with them. On the flip side, also dealing with them in regard to the health insurance, and that we had a presentation with yesterday with the new rates, and we have another quote that she's reaching out to see if he can come and present that as well. So the Acrisure is provided after the meeting, the dashboard of what we're looking at for the 3-year plan. And it's kind of like elections where you filled in your partial term people and your full term and then your proposals, and you have these bullseyes that you want to see completed. And that's what the state wants to see. And they know that Alcorn County's done with all their candidates and their proposals. This is kind of like Acrisure is as we address the handbook, that light will come on as a green light. And I have those saved from our last meeting, and I wanted to make copies to present to all of you, but having the meeting this morning, I didn't have time to get that, so I'll try to provide that by the next meeting. Also working on the 2026 budgets. I'm just down to the last 2 that I'm working on. And Scott's gonna help me work on his to get that completed and get it to Sheila as soon as possible, and hopefully it'll be done by this Friday, so she can get the rest of her stuff out. Tina just received in the mail, the W-2s and the 1099s, because typically those take 2 months to get, and we got them in like 2 days. So that was good. And that also is part of what Acrisure is working on, are those exempt, non-exempt 1099 W-2. They put, that first and foremost to have that done by 2026. So we know Tina, that's gonna help Tina out immensely. I think that's it.
Other question, I forgot what was. Oh, what? Open enrollment starts December, so the next meeting we have to vote on what we're gonna do for plan, right?
Mesa wants an answer by November 15th, which is a Saturday, and Acrisure wants an answer by November 12th. To
What's
have
the next
these,
meeting?
November 19th.
No. I don't wanna have a question that you give health insurance. We don't have the Mason numbers. But I really like the Blue Cross stuff. Well, we're
Trina
gonna have,
has reached out to him to see that if she can get him here like ASAP.
we're gonna have some, budget meetings, so we can make one of those, budget / insurance. Let's do that.
Probably gonna have to be
Workshop.
next.
We're gonna, the budget meeting for the department heads, but we'll call it that slash, and we'll try to get it in before the 19th, you said?
Well, they actually need to know by 12th. That's next Wednesday,
You said the 12th?
after sure is it?
I think.
What did
the
Mesa?
11th.
10th, or-
Is it the 11th we're closed or
You're
the
closed on the 11th.
11th, right?
All right, I'm gonna go rogue here. I'm gonna make a motion. Brace yourselves. Making a motion to, for discussions and probably to go on, but the discussion we had, make a motion to go with the suggested options from Acrisure for the Blue Cross policies we talked about yesterday.
I'll support that.
Moved and seconded. Is there any appetite? And I don't wanna table it, I just wanna kill it, if nobody wants to do it, it'd be a bunch of no's, but I know we don't have numbers from the other option. But, based on the fact that we can get a little bit better coverage for not very much more money.
When, can I ask a question here?
Yeah.
When did we reach out to this other company to get a bid? Has it been a period of time?
And I think her initial request was July or August.
Yeah, so,
And then in September, late September, typically the rates start coming out.
Okay,
And then, so I don't know when she received it, October, beginning of October. But the initial, when we requested rates, the initial was 7 pages worth of options
yeah. And we had-
with rates, and that's not, I can't compare 45
well,
health insurance options compared to.
just, yeah,
So then she said, no, we want it more like, here's what we have, can you quote us for what this is?
Well, I think like for continuity, because if we go with Mesa, we're not gonna be able to go back to Blue Cross next year. Right,
No,
2027 will do it too.
yes, so, and I think, I mean, if we.
and when we do go
this,
back, we can't go back to Blues, we gotta go back to Priority Health.
So we can look at the next year. And, cause who knows if we take Mesa this year and we get a huge rate increase next year.
If it was.
And it's
I
quick.
have an email out to other District 3 county clerks asking that question, if that has happened. So I was kind of trying to wait to hear on that too.
Like I said, we can know this right now, I'm just throwing it out there. It just seemed, if we were sitting here looking at a 20% increase, it's well worth seeing what the other people offer, right? But we're looking at 4.5%, 5% increase for better coverage. For more services. So,
And that's what I wanted to talk to him about, what better services, maybe it's. I'll let you guys talk.
Does he know
Well, how
what
about
we
this?
already have though?
I don't believe.
Is this something?
Yeah, being that we're not giving him an opportunity.
Yes.
A little more time to.
We have continuity, we have Blue Cross this year and the next year, and then.
You're nodding your head over there, Craig, what do you think?
go ahead, doesn't hurt.
I mean, we're thinking the costs are cheaper, but without HSA. You have HSA, and they're probably gonna be pretty close. It's not that much of a difference, I think we just. Leave it with going. Acrisure.
I'm ready to roll.
All right, let's roll call.
Johnston,
Yes.
Brumman,
Yes,
Small,
Yes.
Yax,
Yes.
Yes,
Brady.
I don't get the vote. There, done. Sheriff's Report. Scott's online, I see.
no,
Oh,
right
here.
here.
Scott's right there. He's hiding outside the door.
Well, it's about 100 degrees
I
in
saw your
here,
name on the screen.
about 45 degrees in my office and 100 degrees over here, so.
You got some thing up with these.
I don't exactly know what it is. I got a theory, but it's not PGA, so. As I sometimes am able to do. Ladies, I'm gonna get you yours first today, 'cause
Yeah.
Sure.
Got a couple of treats for you today, and one is technical, and, I can't figure it out, I'll have to wait on that one. The other one will be able to pull off, no problems. Cookie sharp cake, right? All right, even though it looks pretty short, mine's a long version. First off, I'd like to take a second to recognize Cindy Pinder. She passed away yesterday, if you weren't aware. Cindy was a career corrections officer with Alcona County. She started in 1989, March of 1989, and left us in November of 2006, when she retired. She was here when I started and trained me along with a lot of my colleagues, and sure gonna miss her. She brought a high level of professionalism to the corrections field in our office and did a nice job. Before we had a jail administrator, we knew who the rock boss was around there. It was Cindy. She ran that place very well. Proud to say that she trained me as a corrections officer and started my career at the sheriff's office, and proud to say she was a friend of mine. Sure gonna miss her. Understandably, she was very upset with me about closing the jail a few years ago. It made that very well known. The funeral is at 2 o'clock on Saturday, showing is noon till 2, so.
Tough little cook.
She sure was. She didn't back down from anybody, that's for sure. With that, I want to give you a little update on what's going on with the state police. You may have heard there's some heartburn floating around out there between the sheriffs, the state police, and city police departments. That comes out of the fact that the 2026 budget came out from the state legislature with 20% raises for the state police, which puts them probably mostly at higher pay rates starting than most sheriffs in Michigan make. Along with that, they followed it up with a lateral police academy that they're advertising, so they are trying to poach our staff right off the bat with that raise. So believe it, there's some heartburn with that. It's really pretty disappointing when we're all trying to play on the same field and be teammates with people who are acting like that. But it's not the trooper's fault, and it's not the sergeant's fault that you see out there in the road. It's really higher up in the management that's pulling those stunts. It's not those guys. You know, good for them that they're making that kind of money and able to do that. But how do we compete with that? We just don't know. So MSA's firing off some letters along with the Chiefs Association to complain about that. Locally, some of the sheriffs and I are meeting with Cam Cabot next week on a Zoom call, along with a couple other members of the Judiciary Committee, about the 2026 budget for the state, of which we know that the state does not finance sheriff's offices or PDs. They finance the state, which is the state police. So we get some funding from the state, as you know. There's a violence prevention trust fund is what they're calling it, that came out next year. And we got crap out of that. We really did. I got the numbers from Cam the other day, and out of about $72 million that's being allocated to that, Alcona County is going to get about 6,000. It's really quite disappointing. So, but on the other hand, that's based on crime statistics, and our crime statistics in Alcona County are very low, and that's kind of why. So there's an upside to that. My staff overtime update is that we are about 1,500 hours, which is 150 hours per deputy, which equals 3.75 weeks of overtime per deputy. There's one of the deputies sitting in here who has 250 hours of overtime this year. That's an awful lot. October 15th, I missed your board meeting. I apologize. I went to the Michigan Municipal or Michigan Mermar Insurance Carrier, I'm sorry, their Lower Peninsula Committee meeting for law enforcement. So I was at that during the day, and I wasn't available, but I understand the undersheriff was here for me. I didn't watch, but I probably gave a pretty decent presentation. On the 17th of October, some of the staff and I did High Five Friday at the school where we met and greeted the students on Friday, and they have different organizations come in and greet the students on Friday morning. Sometimes it's the football team, sometimes the PTA, but this day it was the sheriff's office. So we gave high fives to all the kids as they entered the school that morning. We did it inside because it was raining. We didn't stand outside in the rain. October 17th was the hunt meeting. Terry, you missed it for some reason. You were there the day before or the week before, one or the other.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem. Just wanted to, since he's unable to fill you in on what happened, I'll fill you in a little bit. Same news, it's staff shortages there. They're having a hard time doing what they do because of that. And they're finding an awful lot of cocaine. For some reason, cocaine has popped back up. Not so much methamphetamine around the area right now, but cocaine is back up on the rise.
Primary cocaine, what kind?
What kind of cocaine?
You know what county
What county?
They found quite a big load up in Alpena County that was trucked up there, and I don't recall whether it came up through our county or from the west, but it was, I think it was about, I think it was 3 kilos if I remember right, but it was quite a large haul. It was in the paper, I think, yeah. But they are finding quite a bit more cocaine and less of the heroin and methamphetamines right now. Something to do with cost and availability, I think, is what's going on. October 18th to 21st was the MSA conference in Grand Traverse County. I attended that with the undersheriff and the jail administrator. Kind of nice to have everybody at that. We did our legal updates and trends in law enforcement and corrections, and we all got our training credits for the year that we need to have. We also did quite a bit of networking with our peers from around the state. And you're probably already aware that's the meeting where I was installed as the president of the Sheriff's Association for next year. Not right now, but not until January. But we do our initiation right then at that meeting. It was pretty cool being sworn in. I got to get up and give a presentation and acceptance speech in front of more people than live in my county seat, which was pretty interesting. And that was kind of the theme of my presentation, that I'm a small guy from a small county and look out for the small people. The average size population of people on that board is 100,000 people. The sheriffs represent there, so kind of a big thing for a small town guy. And I had my picture taken more than I have had since my wedding that day. Thank you. October 27th, we did a victim services meeting, really nothing of note at that. It was a standard meeting. The 3rd, which was Monday, we did a courthouse security meeting, which I was unable to attend, but the undersheriff did. Most notably, we talked about, or they talked about the county building staffing for courthouse security. You know, we're still kind of waiting for full board approval from that to move forward. I haven't moved on hiring people or filling out grants or anything on that. And, you know, my recommendation is if we're going to move on that, we need to do it sooner than later so we can get some things in place, because there is going to be some time delay on that. I do have a video to play, and but while I do that, I may turn it over to Kathy for just a second to talk about the 911 meeting that we had yesterday.
Me?
Yeah, you're the 911 director, and maybe you could brief them on that. I will attempt to get this video to play, and if not, I'll move on to my next presentation.
Like being put on the spot.
Right, no kidding, I was prepared for this. It was a basic meeting yesterday. We didn't really have a lot to discuss. The main thing is that would be of interest to you is, months back, we talked about the mass notification system that I'm looking into getting. I've done demos with 3 different systems. I'm compiling a list of differences between the 3 systems to bring to my board for suggestion on which one we should go with. Our current system that we are contracted with, that we do with the other 5 counties or 4 counties around us, expires in May. So trying to get something in place before that expires, so we have something in our own county where we can send out mass notifications to our citizens. Should we have, and hopefully we won't, another ice storm or something of that caliber. But like we talked about in the commissioners meeting months ago, that is something that we'll be able to utilize within our county, and that's one of the things that I've been talking to them about for when we need to close the courthouse, to send out, to create groups of just our employees that'll be sent out from that system from dispatch, since we're there all the time. And somebody's always in there to push the button and send out those notifications. So that was about it. It was very short meeting.
Perfect. You stalled just long enough to get my
There you go.
IT up and running here, so I appreciate you standing in for me. This is a few-minute video, and it's a courthouse shooting incident that happened in Michigan a few years ago. We heard about it when it happened, and then didn't hear too much about it up here. It's from Southwest Michigan in Berrien County. I don't think the sheriff speaks in this video, but he did some press conferences and press releases afterwards that I really hope I never have to do, where two of his bailiffs were murdered in this incident and some other people shot. This came up, Jennifer Lewick attended a very similar courthouse security meeting that I did, that Myrma put on, and that was geared towards court administrators, and she came back with some of the same information and recommendations that I've been giving for approximately a year now. And she brought this video. I wasn't aware of this video. I was aware of the situation, but this is a video she brought back and shared with me. And I thought I'd play it real quickly. I say quickly, but I think it's 7 or 8 minutes long.
Take him, are you taking him? I got him. Everybody out of
Second barrage of gunfire is when the.
My name is Brian Berger. I'm a family division judge in Berrien County, Michigan. I've been on the bench since January of 2016. And back on July the 11th of 2016, we had a shooting in our courthouse that has affected all of us and continues to affect us all a great deal. It was a normal Monday afternoon. I had a domestic docket. I had 2 self-represented litigants in my courtroom, along with my staff. The next thing I really knew was my bailiff, my court officer, went running out of the courtroom. I had no idea what was going on. We have no notification system to alert me that there's a problem or there was a problem in the courtroom. I continued to preside over court, didn't stop court, again, because I didn't know what was happening. Well, what I learned happened was that in a courtroom kind of kitty corner from mine, a prisoner had disarmed a sheriff deputy, took his gun, and shot the deputy in the arm in an attempt to escape from the courthouse that afternoon. In response to hearing shots, which I did not hear, other court officers responded. My court officer responded because of the radio call, not because of anything that he heard either. When the court officers responded, they were greeted with shots from the deputy's .357. One court officer got shot in the face and was killed instantly. The second officer that responded, who was the chief of security, Joe Zangaro, was when he opened a secure door, got shot in the chest and was killed. That allowed the gunman access into the public area of the hallway on the third floor of the courthouse where my courtroom was located. And he took some hostages. The chaos really ensued on the third floor, naturally. And the next thing I heard, I'm still on the bench during this entire process. I still have public in my courtroom, my staff sitting where they're supposed to be. And the next thing I heard was my court officer, who had run out into the hallway yelling, "Drop the gun, let the hostages go." That was the first inclination that I had, really, that something was wrong. The commotion in the hallway, I heard something was going on in the hallway. It was domestic violence court in that courtroom. So having a little bit of a commotion in the hallway, some raised voices and things, really wasn't alarming to me, really, at that point. So what proceeded to happen was the gunman, who at that point still had the deputy's gun, took hostages and used a metal stand from a sign outside of my courtroom, a quiet court in session sign, and at gunpoint had a hostage attempt to break down the glass door to get back to where me and my staff ended up when I finally realized that something was happening and took the public and my staff out of the courtroom and into my chambers. Fortunately, the glass to my chambers hallway did not break, and ultimately the gunman went past the door of my courthouse courtroom to another entry
That I can't fix.
way, and was ultimately killed by responding bailiffs just literally feet outside of my courtroom. Those were the only gunshots that I actually heard. The gunman fired 6 shots from a .357 on the same floor that I was on. Did not hear one shot. The only shots that I heard were the shots from the court officers that killed the gunman. So the lesson from all that is, from my point of view, if it can happen in Berrien County, Michigan on a Monday afternoon in July with security in the courthouse, it can happen anywhere. My bailiff responded, yelled. It was the bailiff from the courtroom where the gunman was at that responded to hearing the commotion, and then the other 2 responding court officers, bailiffs, were shot and killed. Tom Schultz, my bailiff he was a retired police officer. He ended up retiring, but he was not injured in any way in this. Lasting effects of this are pretty hard to put into words because it was different for everybody. For me and my direct staff, getting back to work after a couple days was really valuable for us. Knowing how hard that was going to be and how hard it was. Some people left the courthouse that day after the shooting and never stepped foot back in there. It's difficult to go to work every day, walk in places where you know friends were killed, where the gunman was killed. It's difficult. They weren't unable to take all the marks off my glass door, which are really at eye height. So I see, because there was a rubber stand on that sign that was used to try to break down my door. So I see those marks every day, walking every single morning. I see those. So it brings it back to some extent every day. I think overall people have dealt with it. Judge Gary Bruce, our chief judge, has done, I think, a great job in working with the employees, having services available. We had counseling available, critical response team from the state of Michigan available, and continue to be available for anybody that needs additional counseling. But it's one of those things that I know will never be far.
Yeah, that's one of the treats I had for today. Sorry, it's a little depressing, but the message from the sheriff there is the same one from Grand Traverse County. If it can happen here, it can happen anywhere. All right, on to something nicer. Debbie Buell, you want to stand up here? Parade rest if you'd like. Getting right there, so I feel it. This is Deputy Buell. I'm going to say a few things about him and then explain why he's here in just a second. So I recruited Deputy Bewley straight out of the police academy. I went to his graduation at Kirtland Community College. I came highly recommended from a fellow sheriff who was an academy instructor of his and of mine. So I regard his opinion quite highly. Bewley was very young when he came to us, 20.
21 was my first day on the job.
Okay,
My 21st birthday.
my first birthday. So I think we had some discussions about whether or not you're gonna be allowed to carry a gun there for a little while too, weren't
I think that's why you had me start
on your birthday?
we?
So he is very energetic and very excited to learn when he came to us. Professionally, he does very good work. He was assigned the secondary road patrol position for us. Does a very nice job on that. And if you're not aware, that's primarily a traffic position where he does traffic enforcement. We've also assigned him to the ERT team, which you probably know is the SWAT team, and he responds to mutual aid calls throughout northern Michigan for us. And does a very good job on that, from what I understand. One of the sheriffs talks very highly of him from Leelanau County. Every chance I get to see him, he speaks well of Deputy Bewley. So since he's been here, he's conducted a variety of interesting investigations outside of traffic enforcement. Most notably was a shooting outside the Glen Tavern in the winter of 2024. His response time was 30 seconds. I think he may have been on the phone with his wife at the time that was going on, but his response time was 30 seconds. It was absolutely unheard of in northern Michigan, and absolutely unheard of in Alcona County to be that close to something that serious going on at that time. He got there. After his 30-second response time, he sorted through some scene confusion because it really was a little bit of chaos there going on at the time. He located and disarmed the suspect right away and took him into custody, and then was able to render some first aid to the victim on the scene. Great job on that. He really did a nice job on that. And the investigation that followed after that really put it well together, and followed through all the way through prosecution, where there was some jail time served for that. In my opinion, not enough jail time, but jail time nonetheless. By all measures, Bewley is in the midst of a very, very nice career with the sheriff's office here. As far as personal life, he comes to us from the West Branch area. He has strong moral and religious convictions that keep him really well centered on this job. He met and married the local gal, Jamie, and I think she's here today, along with Logan's beautiful family. His mom and dad are here, and his children, and they are so well behaved. They did such a nice job. He's an outdoorsman and a shooting enthusiast, and if I was to say he was a little bit of a gun guy, that would be an understatement. That brings us to why we're here today. Most recently, on August 20th, 2025, Deputy Bewley, along with Sergeant Leesburg and Trooper Poggles, responded to a house fire in Lincoln, south of Lincoln on Barlow Road, just north of the high school. Deputy Bewley arrived first, and shortly thereafter by Trooper Poggles. And Bewley entered the house looking for signs of life, and he located one. He located a man searching in the house for his dog, which he could not find. When Deputy Bewley found him, the house was very smoky, smoke-filled, hard to breathe in there. Found the guy very confused and very animate about wanting to find his dog, to the point where Deputy Bewley startled him a little bit when he found him, and the man turned around and grabbed him by the throat. He was so excited about finding somebody in there that he didn't expect to be there, and he was so concerned about finding his dog that was his first reaction, was to choke the deputy who was there to help him out. After Deputy Bewley got his hand off his throat, he escorted him to the front door, where the man grabbed the door handle and further tried to fight with Deputy Bewley about going back into the house to get the dog. Finally got him outside, where he still had to continue to restrain him from going back into the house, even though he told Deputy Bewley he was not effing stupid. And he would not go back in there because he's a fireman and he'd been around before. So shortly after this, while he's doing all of this, Trooper Poggles ran in and very politely and gingerly removed a dog from the house that was in the house. So the dog was saved. I'm a little still confused whether there's two dogs or one, but I think we made okay with the dogs because Trooper Poggles saved the dog. Anyways, Sergeant Leesburg showed up and he did what he needed to do to secure the scene, make sure everybody was safe, including the officers there. And then he started hearing about how things rolled out on this. And the first thing he did is he called me and told me what happened. The next thing he did is he wrote up a recommendation to me to give Trooper Poggles and Deputy Bewley awards for their behavior this day, which I took. And this is why it took so long, is because I forwarded it to the state police to have it reviewed by them. They have a chain of command for their staff that they have to build it up through the process, and it takes quite a bit longer than what I take. Anyways, the result of this is that the state police came back and they decided to award Deputy Bewley and Trooper Poggles with awards. I have Deputy Bewley's today here to present to him, and this is from the Michigan State Police. It is signed by Captain Jennifer Johnston, and she is the 7th district captain. She attends our hunt meetings with us quite often. She's an all business type of lady. Anyway, she signed this and she wanted me to present this to you today. It is called the Professional Excellence Award, Deputy Bewley. This is from the Michigan State Police. Congratulations, sir. And I'm not done yet. So my review of this went a lot quicker, but what we do on these type of things, we don't just hand out awards willy-nilly. And because we like to take a long time to look at them. We don't take as long as the state police, but we wait to see how things shake out. Oftentimes I see life-saving awards get handed out right afterwards, and they don't end up lit, and that's pretty sad. So we're handing out some life-saving awards to folks who maybe got CPR and survived for a few hours or a couple of days or even a week, but they don't survive. And when we're throwing pins on people's chests for people surviving and living and being saved, and they didn't really live, that looks pretty bad. So we take a good long review on any awards that we give out, and I'm not in front of you guys every week handing out awards all willy-nilly, because this is, even though these aren't called life-saving awards, because they didn't quite meet that criteria, they did have a lot of bravery, heroism, and dedication to the job involved in it. So my award is a little bit different. It's for meritorious service, and I'm going to present this to Deputy Bewley on behalf of the Sheriff's Office. That's what that one looks like. Not quite as fancy, but that was. And thank you for bringing your family. That's very nice. Appreciate that.
How long have you been on the job?
Well, like I said, I hired him about 4 days after I became sheriff. I went to the police academy. They graduated May 4th or 5th. And I was appointed May 1st. So it was the first person I hired full-time when I was appointed sheriff. So he's been here 6 years.
Good choice.
He's done very well for us. Any questions on my report, or this incident or the awards that we presented to Deputy Bewley today?
I think it's important to recognize that even faced with being assaulted yourself and have compassion and patience with the person to focus on saving them instead of self-defense. I mean, it's part of the job, but it still takes a lot of fortitude to make that happen.
Fortitude is a good word for it, because the first reaction anytime somebody grabs you by the throat is to defend yourself in whatever fashion you need. You know, in our line of work, when you're grabbed by the throat, that's deadly force.
For sure.
And we sometimes act that way. And unfortunately, Deputy Bewley realized the situation and assessed it, that this man maybe had some smoke inhalation, is frantic about his house being on fire, and obviously worried about his dog more than himself.
Oh, I know the gentleman too. So, so it's a great asset for us here in Oklahoma County. We appreciate everything you do, all of our law enforcement officers. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And that's all I have. I appreciate your patience on my technology here.
Okay. Committee reports. Okay.
No.
You were that fix. All right.
You forgot your hat. I did forget. So we had, Department of Health meeting last week. There's not a lot going on there. This week we did have our first security.
No, thank you.
And, for sure, it's a lot of fun. We talked about several different things. And the biggest thing is.
Can you grab him, Dave?
Pardon me?
You want me to grab Scott?
I think he can just.
It's fine.
We have everything we need from him on that whole.
Yeah, so we are looking at, I mean, actually, there's more ARPA money than we thought. And then maybe Scott, I was gonna grab it, but he could explain that. But we're gonna go over finance and we wanna get something done, because the kiosks situation is, it has to be updated and there's gonna be some cost with that, but we have a lot of other things that we have to look into. So we're gonna talk about that at finance today.
For
We
sure.
already had, Scott has already given us a budget line. And we're gonna discuss that, and we have a court security meeting, December 2nd. We usually do it quarterly, but in order to have this, we get results from where so we can act on it before our meetings. Because we're gonna actually have to apply for grants to get some of the equipment. So, and then Dave's gonna work on, prosecutor's office next. That's the only office that doesn't have, where they can see someone on the outside. Where I obviously that, it makes sense where, you know, they have to either let them in or.
Talk to them, open the door to talk to somebody. So
Yes.
we want to get some type of separation.
So that's your next project.
I have a question. For, I guess, the whole board and particularly the finance committee. Could there be value? I mean, this is becoming its own world. Might there be, just as the sheriff has 350 and the jail at 351, would there be value in creating another sub activity that is security?
That was the intent. So
I think it's already
we've
created.
already created it.
Okay, I was not aware, I'm sorry.
Well, we're gonna, wireless will come up, not to usurp your legislature, but, wireless will come up when we do our, department reviews. So this will be one of the ones where we're talking to Sheriff Stevenson about all of his budgets. This will be one of the ones discussing.
It seems like it's got a
Yeah.
life of its own.
It does.
Well, and and here's the thing, even Oscoda County, smaller county than us, they're looking at security for their building too, and it only takes one.
Yeah.
And we've had some issues even here too, so, I think, I know we have the two departments there, the clerk and the treasurer that has to deal with that other thing, that we have right now. So there's gonna be some logistics. And I know somebody just doesn't wanna talk and keep on going, but he's gonna be in the middle of it, trying to figure out how we're gonna do the different entrances and stuff.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
Go ahead. I was gonna bring some up, but I decided I'm not, Harry?
I've just been attending meetings, MMP. I'm kind of talking to everybody individually about that right now. I don't think there's anything we're gonna go public with yet. We are taking care of the bills, I'm assuming. I haven't talked to her, so I won't bring up that right now.
Yeah, it's I got a top list for our finance budget.
You got it?
We're gonna bring up finance.
Okay.
Technically, MMP,
Yeah, where we did payment.
Yeah.
how it's gonna work, right?
Well, yeah, basically, I can say, it's a grant type situation. Alpena County, because we're part of that organization, will send us a bill. We send the money back to Alpena County. Alpena County is going to send it to Eagle. Eagle then sends us the check back to the grant writer, who's been designated me. And I will take that immediately to the treasurer's office as soon as I get it. I assume it'll probably end up in this box of the Steph's office. So that's how this is all supposed to work. Haven't seen it yet, but. And I'm going to also say to the board, we're trying to plan this thing. We got 2 more years to plan it. But we're gonna be going through administrational changes probably in the future. With the state, this could change quite a bit. So I think we have to keep very loose plans that might be made today. And discussions could change next week very much. It's primarily, it's not so much aimed at the homes, it's recycling. That's what its main focus is recycling and getting to what's called 40% of the materials that are being set now.
By 2030, you said?
It's 2 years, we're supposed to have a plan in place, I think there's
40%.
40%, that's what the state says, that's what they'd like to see happen. I mean, obviously, we'll see what happens, that's all. Okay.
Carolyn?
Cliff is employed again.
Ron?
we're working on it, we do not have a FOIA officer. And we have contacted our attorney and determine what direction we're going to take. Had 911 board meeting and, Kathy has done a good job of the primary thing probably that came about. An LAPC and the LAPT meeting, that followed the 911, which was appropriate, very similar overlapping. Sunrise Center, meeting in Alpena, we are with dual directors right now. One has now gone into a, oh, what was I saying? A contractual situation, but she's going to stay with us for about another month, part-time, on a contract. And our new Stephanie Detloff is our new, we're not executive director, our new president, CEO, and she will be taking over and, be the CEO for that. An ACCOA meeting, and, I will share with you on November 11th, between 8 and 10, there's a breakfast honoring vets at the ACCOA at the, Concord Camino area. And I believe it's $7. And I urge you, there's an opportunity to thank the vets that you know. It's certainly an opportunity to, recognize I was a slave and give birth. So. My phone's the rest of the time.
The last 3 minutes of your existence that you had after all of them. Well, I'm putting one for sure.
You hold it on the 16th. So you hold it on the.
That's it for committee reports. Communications are in your packet. Public comment, last 5 minutes. Yeah, you're about to say why you vote on insurance, we hate you now.
Well, I did just email you what I do have, but the board either way would need to make a motion to opt out of PA 152. Because it is above our cap for the plan, so you could make that
Motion
motion.
to opt out of PA 152. Move seconded. Any discussion? Oh, you're gonna do that too, you know, the job.
Yeah.
Who was the first and second on that?
I second.
Yep, I was the first and Terry was the second,
And Terry.
and just do a roll call.
Yeah,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Brumman,
Yes.
Small,
Yes.
Reggie.
Yes, and I'll also, to confuse it further, make a motion to fund the HSA at the same rate we did for 2025.
Support.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call again.
Small.
Yeah.
Johnson. Yeah,
Yes.
Brumman,
Yes.
Reggie.
Yes, that cleans that up.
It does clean that up. We do have employee cost share that you'd still need to look at, but I'd like to do some math. And send you
Yeah,
some
let's,
numbers.
okay,
Okay.
that's all good. So there, I give you a huge task right last second, but
Okay.
I didn't wanna have to 14 special meetings besides the other 14 we're gonna have for budgeting, so.
Okay.
That being said, with any more public comment? Then we will go into closed session. Is there we need a break before we go into closed session? Looks like no. 5 minutes.
still.
Alright,
Okay.
well, I'll make a motion to go into recess. All in favor? All opposed? Carry with a second, I heard that. Alright.
I forgot to share with you on my reports that we have done a lot of work on our harbor
We
town
need to turn her out, we good.
and, the only thing we didn't get done was the resurfacing of the blacktop, but that will be next year. We got trees cut, we got power wash. New sidewalk, or not new sidewalk, but new retainer. Railing in the sidewalk. We still have a hole to patch. In the men's, well, not in the employee dress room. But that's one of the lesser, and we can work on that over, we can find somebody to do it. We can work on that in the winter.
Oh, we need a roll call for back in there, session.
Carolyn did it. I just, yeah, oh, yeah, the roll call, I'm sorry. Yax,
Here.
Johnston.
Here.
Brumman,
Yes.
Brady,
Here,
Small.
Carol just had her additional comments, concerns, anybody else? Then we will adjourn the meeting till Wednesday.
Oh, you're not this one. This one. Thank
We
you.
have to sign that too, where she goes.
I got a bunch of them.
We all. Okay.
Thank you. 47 PM, adjourn.
Oh, and there's a good, the word. Oh, that's right, now you just gotta have finance.
But they're sealed.
Yeah.
Unless they're afraid.
But
Very common.
This week is full of us. Meeting with all this, just too much going on.
oh, this is the hardest. Health insurance has kind of become the hardest part of this job, isn't it? I mean, trying to understand.
You know, when we-
Always been.
I'm getting feedback from some of the other clerks, and they seem to be happy with Mesa. I just would like to see what's gonna happen with the road commission next year and see how they like it, you know, and.
There will be people that say you didn't do your due diligence to get exactly the quotes, but you can't, you get the rates a month, like 3 weeks before. You have to get it, you have to start signing everybody up, so you get zero time to react.
I mean, here we are with the company we're already with, and we're on the crunch line.
And I'll say that,
2 weeks.
I'll say that the rep for the other insurance really didn't do his homework and give us what we, you know, he just kinda, here you go, figure it out.
They had to go, well, we want this out of this, like, this is what we have.
Yeah,
Then he was responsive.
guys trying to sell stuff, you go. Here's what we want.
And he came in front of us, I think, yeah.
Well, and we have to have Asher by the 12th, and we have to have him by the 17th.
If we were sitting here looking at a 25% increase on insurance, absolutely, obviously, we have to do that. But if the employee pension come back only to hurt us now as an employee goes. We could have got a way better plan out of Mesa. It would have been way better benefit to the employee. Well, where were you when we were talking about this? I'm telling